Welcome to the Explainer. Today we're going to dig into this really powerful idea, how to find real, genuine thankfulness, not by pretending our struggles don't exist, but by looking for something within them.
So let's just dive right in by starting in a place that's honestly the perfect metaphor for this feeling, the polar caves in New Hampshire. Through this incredible series of caves that were formed by massive granite boulders at the end of the last ice age. And get this, these caves have these super tight, narrow passageways with names that tell you everything you need to know, like the lemon squeeze. I mean, what a powerful image for those moments when life's boulders just feel like they are closing in on you. We all face our own versions of this, don't we? The pressure from work, the total shock of an unexpected illness, or maybe just that deep, sinking feeling of disappointment when things don't work out. These are life's lemon squeezes. So that really begs the question, right? How in the world can you be thankful when you're stuck in the middle of one of those? Well, to even begin to find an answer, we can actually look to the Gospel of John. There's a moment where Jesus challenges a crowd to look past what they think they want and to ask a much deeper question. What are the hungers underneath our hungers? And what you see here is this really crucial difference. On the surface, yeah, we might just want a life with no problems. But if you dig deeper, what we're really craving is a sense of meaning. We think we just want comfort and ease, but what we truly need is love and connection. It's the huge gap between just wanting simple relief and searching for something profound. Okay, so the Apostle Paul, he gives us this amazing framework for understanding all of this. And he starts not by pretending everything is perfect, but with this brutally honest admission of his own struggles. He shows us that faith doesn't mean you have to put on a brave face when things are falling apart. He kicks things off with this phrase, hard-pressed on every side. He's describing that feeling of being completely surrounded, that intense, overwhelming pressure coming at you from all directions. And then, this is where it all changes. This is the key. Hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed. See how the focus suddenly shifts? It's not about the pressure anymore. It's all about the response. It's like a declaration that the squeeze doesn't get to win. He doesn't stop there. He gets even more honest, admitting he's perplexed. And we all know that feeling, right? Of just not knowing which way to turn, of being totally baffled by what's happening. And again, here comes that turn, perplexed, but not in despair. It's a brilliant way to show the core idea, isn't it? Our external situation, no matter how tough or confusing it is, it doesn't have to control our internal state of being. And what's wild is that modern research completely backs this up. As Dr. Walt Larimore puts it, it's not what happens to us that makes us thankful or not. It's how we cope with it. The power isn't in the event, it's in our response. So here's the big takeaway. We're talking about a totally different kind of gratitude here. This is not about being thankful for the hard times. No way. It's about being thankful for the resources we find that help us get through them. And that is a gratitude that we can access even when good things feel a million miles away. So where do these resources even come from? Well, they tend to come from two main places. First, from an inner strength, a courage and resilience we often have no idea we possess until we're really tested. And second, from the people around us, the ones who show up and walk through that fire right alongside us. The theologian Lewis Smedes, he just captured this perfectly. He was suffering from a really severe depression, and at his lowest point, he felt abandoned by everyone, including God. The only person who stuck by him was his wife, Doris. And one day he had this revelation and he said, God is in Doris. He realized that sometimes the divine shows up with a human face. And what's so amazing is that this pretty radical idea of gratitude, it's actually been hiding in plain sight for centuries in some of the most famous Thanksgiving hymns we all sing. But their origins, let's just say, they're a lot darker than you'd think. Okay, let's take We Gather Together. We sing it, we think it's all about a peaceful harvest, right? Well, it was actually written right after a horrific, bloody battle during the Dutch War for Independence. It's not a song about peace and quiet. It's a song of thanks for just having survived. And if you thought that was intense, listen to this one. Now Thank We All Our God. The man who wrote it, Martin Rinkart, was a pastor during the 30 Years' War, one of the most devastating conflicts in all of European history. He lived through famine, through plague. He was the only pastor left in his town, and he buried over 4,500 people, including his own wife. And in the middle of that, he wrote this hymn of thanks. So what does that tell us? I mean, really, these incredible songs of gratitude, they weren't written because life was a walk in the park. They were written because their authors, in the face of unimaginable suffering, found the strength, the resources to cope. They were thankful because they were not crushed and not in despair. So all of this, it kind of flips our whole idea of gratitude on its head, doesn't it? We usually think that first we get happy and then we feel thankful. But what if it's the other way around? What if the practice of gratefulness, of actively looking for those resources to cope, is what opens our eyes and allows us to see the good in the first place? And that leaves us with one final thought for you. For you. The next time you feel pressed on all sides, stuck in one of life's lemon squeezes, maybe the most powerful question you can ask isn't, why is this happening to me? But instead, what or who is helping me get through this? Amidst all the boulders, what resources for coping can you be grateful for right now?